It is Wednesday, March 7th, 2018. I'm Glenn Rubenstein, and this is the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Got Raj Giri and Mr. Matt Morgan with us as always. How's it going, guys?
Great.
Good, man. How are you guys?
Doing well. Going to talk SmackDown Live for March 6th, the go-home show for Fastlane. This was kind of a different show. Really fast-paced first hour, and then a second hour that was a one-on-one match that turned into a five-man fatal five-way match. Bit of a preview, as they said, for the six-pack challenge we're going to see Sunday at Fastlane. But, Matt, I'll start with you. What did you think of the show overall and that dual pacing that they had between the first and the second hour?
I thought it moved along pretty good, actually, the show. I thought they did a good job of painting the picture of why we should, I underline that word, should be excited about the upcoming pay-per-view. So if I'm looking at it structurally, they did their job as what they wanted to do as far as setting out their goal of creating excitement. The question is, did they create that excitement by what they went through ahead with? You know what I mean? I hate the words on the screen, but and the stuff on the screen is driving me. It's all I'm thinking about now when watching the show. It's completely taking me out of everything.
Did you guys see somebody? I saw it on Twitter. Somebody they didn't even recut it. They just did the Dusty Rhodes Hard Times promo as if it were done today, and it's just got the words coming up on the screen.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm with Matt. It makes me feel old watching it. It takes me out of the show. It's like, am I not getting this, or am I just too old and the kids like this stuff?
I'm thinking of how about people, how they be able to predict what they're gonna say. It's a live show,
right? It just makes it seem overly scripted. I mean,
right.
It's scripted, but it just makes it seem like nothing is organic.
The guy with a button for the words has the script of the show. Click. That's what I get every time I see a word pop up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think furthermore, though, I keep thinking about this. The WWE is more profitable than ever. You're, a $1 billion company. Stop with these cell phone shot videos and things that, I mean, people used to rag on Impact for production value. I think the production value of these behind the scenes promos make Ring of Honor look like Fox Sports.
I think there's a way to do them, because you had Miz doing that cell phone pro. I think it almost all started from the Miz, because he did that cell phone promo from his car before Survivor Series, just ripping into Baron Corbin. That was great. Mm-hmm. I think, man, you have these guys do them once in a while. Send it in. If it's awesome, you put it on you put it on TV. If it's not, you don't use it. That's it. Just once in a while. But doing it backstage, I agree. It just looks amateurish. It makes to think that Braun Strowman is standing there with his
That's
cell
my
phone.
example. That's my example.
Because and imagine it like this. It's like Braun Strowman is standing there like this.
Or
like
with the
sitting there doing that.
Which is worse.
Okay, so the guy really does do that. We all do in real life to communicate.
Right.
Okay, but should we point it out? No.
Right.
When you're making him a monster? No. I don't want to see his selfies of his abs that he tries to point to in the gym for his, progression shots and stuff. I do, but I'm retired and I'm competing on stage. He's a killer. He's a monster. He doesn't have a phone, in my opinion.
Yes, again, the Undertaker example. You don't want to see Undertaker tweeting or taking selfies. It's just, even though he probably does, take selfies, you don't want that on screen.
I'm just waiting for that
giant,
the Undertaker, waiting for the Undertaker iPhone promo in advance of WrestleMania.
Dude, Braun Strowman lives in a cave, comes out, rips off people's body parts and eats them, goes back into his cave. That's my Braun Strowman.
He's fresh off of just grabbing a deer, biting into it.
Yes.
Goes to the arena. Yep, I agree.
And I think at least they could give these guys classes or some tools in how to shoot them, or put more care into making them more professional looking. Like give them a light,
Well, it's not them. It's the production. I'm sure it's the production staff holding the phone, doing the
That's
videos.
even worse.
Yes.
That's even worse that if you do this and you don't know to toss light up on the guy, or why not get with some of those high-end GoPro 4Ks?
They already have that.
Takes the what they're trying to get done. They think this is what's the word I'm looking for? They think not low budget, but they think like using the phone gives it more of a gritty feel to it.
like
right?
Yeah.
A real feel to it, if you will. Here's what I'm doing if I'm Braun Strowman. I'm taking my phone and saying, I don't know how you do this. Film me now. I don't know if you have to do it with them.
Yeah, they're trying to give it that cell phone look. They're not trying to give it because they got the 4K cameras and everything already.
I know.
So they don't need to.
There's a compromise though. There's like a good version of that. There's like the best version of the self shot, that they could fake and make it look lo-fi without looking just crappy. I mean, if I were the Fox Sports people and the Fox people thinking about investing in them, be like, really, we're going to put this on broadcast TV? Like this is what the Fox network is going to show?
Well, I'm sure, they'll show like at NFL, on the NFL channel, they'll show the backstage locker room videos on a cell phone. That's one thing. There's a way to do it. If you got an organic video or someone's legit taking it with their phone, that could be cool. If you have someone at a bar, like if you had Sheamus and Cesaro at a bar taking a video on their cell phones and cutting a realistic promo, that's one thing. But these backstage ones, it's not realistic. It's not organic, and it just takes away.
Yeah, and it makes me feel like you guys really makes me feel old. It makes me feel old because I'm online. It's like this isn't the stuff that I watch. You know what I mean? When I see these videos online that are shot like that, I just skip it. It's like they're never good. You're always waiting way too long for something interesting to happen. It's like I watch TV because I want to watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So last night, I'm sorry.
What was the first segment?
The first segment last night was Charlotte doing a promo face-off with Ruby Riott.
Yeah.
And we got more Ruby's motivation. What did you think of that, Matt, and that promo she cut?
This is a horrible thing of me to say, but there's something about her look that bothers me. I shouldn't say bothers me. That makes me sound so shallow. But first of all, money promo by her. I thought she killed her promo. I believe
Ruby?
Yeah, I loved her promo about talking about Charlotte being gifted and handed things and this and that. I felt it as obviously scripted to me. It didn't come across that way. She sounded more authentic behind those words a little bit. Watch her facials, her body language. It didn't look like she had it completely memorized in a good way, I mean.
All right, go back and watch it and think about this. To me, she didn't botch it or anything, but it felt like she was reading a story in class.
Oh, yeah.
Like, where she was putting the emphasis and everything. It was just very like she was reading it. And I don't mean it. And I don't mean it like, obviously it is something scripted and she does have to memorize it, but it doesn't come across as like to me at least, it didn't come across as like she feels it. It was just something that she's reading. Whereas Charlotte seems a lot more like she had passion and realistic. I don't know. Just to me, Ruby Riott, when she's standing there and cutting this promo with Charlotte, she just doesn't come across as in Charlotte's league yet, and you see the disparity in terms of star power, and that's not all her fault. She was pushed in way too quick. The Riott Squad is really nothing, and so it just comes across as there's a big disparity between Charlotte and Ruby Riott. You're on mute there. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I just because you would say agree to disagree. I thought she did a better job than Charlotte did in this one. This was much better than Charlotte. Charlotte, if anything, went a little bit too cocky for my liking.
She's very heelish.
We can't relate to somebody who she's correct. The weight of the world on her shoulders. I get it. But guess what? The majority of the people watching that in the arena, they don't have the weight of the world on their shoulders, so they don't get it. They can't relate to that. They can't relate to being the father, the daughter of Ric Flair,
Yeah, I'm not talking about the words that they're given, but just how they.
That's what I'm saying. I thought she did a good job with it, honestly. I really did.
I preferred what she did. What was it, a month ago when she talked about, I've always been around girls like you, and this is where I'm coming from. I thought my one critique is, Matt, I liked her posturing out there and I liked her delivery, but I felt like she was trying a little too hard to put Charlotte over while at the same time giving her point of view. When she was saying the dates, on this date, when you became the SmackDown Women's Champion, the first woman to be the NXT, the Divas, the Raw, and the SmackDown Women's Champion. When she was doing that, it was kind of like, I want to know more about where Ruby's coming from and less about Ruby trying to knock Charlotte off her pedestal.
Heel promo 101.
Yeah.
You put your face over and then you shut them down.
Yeah.
People don't do it enough nowadays, so you don't recognize it. Now, in today's wrestling, all you do is shit on your opponent. And I never understood it because guess what? If you shit on your opponent in a promo and you beat them, who would you beat? Your job is to build them up and pull that carpet out at the right time. You can argue she didn't do that. I would agree with you. But there's nothing wrong with her listing her achievements, especially where she was going with it. By saying, basically, you're the face of this women's revolution is what everyone says.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and I think the more interesting thing, Matt, to what you talked about in terms of her look, I've described it before as unconventional for the WWE. She does not look like the other women on the roster. And I would have taken that approach of saying, like, trying to redefine what a women's wrestler is supposed to be. And I liked when she talked about that with Charlotte, the bleached blonde, that whole thing. I thought that was great. I would have liked to have seen her go more along those lines. But either way, I mean, do you guys think there's a chance in hell Ruby's winning at Fastlane on Sunday?
Not one chance.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, Ruby versus Asuka at WrestleMania, or Charlotte versus Asuka. I think there's like a world of difference in those two. And to Matt's point, Ruby, I don't know, her look kind of reminds me of Paige a little bit, but Ruby's just missing something that I don't know, makes her her own and gives her that star quality, in my opinion.
She's still not there. Oh God, yeah, she's still not there. In that manner, she's not there at all. She's got a while to go. But she grew on me. I can leave it at that, I thought.
Yeah. So that segment, weird ending. They've been doing this a lot, but last night it was the most obvious, where Bobby Roode came out, and it seemed like, what, Bobby Roode's interrupting this face-off here? And no, they're just doing the overlapping segments, which SmackDown has done one or two of these each week. What do you guys think of that style as far as presentation goes? I mean, I described it on Twitter. It's like SNL saying, we don't have an ending for the skit. Send the next cast out there. It just seemed very abrupt to me.
I didn't like her. What's the deal with Charlotte? I know they're a mixed tag team and stuff like that. What was up with her crush on him, though?
Yeah, she was ogling him for like 3 minutes in the ring.
She's a badass athlete. She's your one true, legitimate athlete, former stud college middle hitter for volleyball. She's a stud athlete. You do not make her pull that crap. She shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I agree. And it's weird presentation.
And I think when you just have them come out like that, it makes you forget everything that just happened. Like it didn't stick with me as soon as Bobby Roode came out.
I wanted to know what the connection was. That's what I kept thinking.
I don't think
other than their tag team partners in Mixed Match Challenge. Yeah, it seemed like there was none at all.
Are they going to date? That was my next thing.
I don't know. After where Alexa and Braun were going last night, I mean, it's gonna be Charlotte and Bobby and Alexa and Braun in the finals of the Mixed Match Challenge. So expect that storyline any day now.
They're not going to do a storyline with them.
With Charlotte and Bobby?
They just. Well, I don't know about Charlotte and Bobby, but with Alexa and Braun, that's just something they're doing for Mixed Match Challenge.
No, that's what I'm saying. The storyline in the Mixed Match Challenge.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, okay. So they'll have like evenness to it.
Yeah.
Man, that was something last night. Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal. Bobby Roode on commentary. Jinder Mahal won this after Bobby Roode interfered. All I could keep thinking with Randy getting pinned, Raj, is that based on your prediction system, Randy's winning the title on Sunday.
It's weird because you would think he's beating Mahal for the title. Like, why have the guy who's challenging for the title lose on the show before a pay-per-view?
Because Jinder's going to interrupt Sunday and cost Bobby the title.
Yeah, it's been weird how strong they've been putting over Jinder when he's not in this match. It almost made it seem like they're building to a WrestleMania 3-way with these guys is kind of what it looks like.
Yeah. Granted, a one-on-one match would be better, but I've been obviously very pro Jinder, so I guess you can't even even really use my opinion anymore going forward with Jinder. I got to be honest with everybody.
Yeah, so it was deja vu with Jinder using the Kalas after a distraction, which was pretty much the finish to every title defense he had when he was world champ last year. It's interesting. I don't know if this is something where they add Jinder to the match, like on Twitter how they'll do match changes, or it's something for after. We'll see.
Well, that promo he cut online talking about how he wants these guys, the U.S. title in his sights, makes me think if they're not adding it Sunday, that it's going to happen at Mania. So
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's better for him.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Better man,
or at least a run in at Mania.
Yeah. So this was weird last night. Sammy and Kevin backstage. Kevin asking Sammy to reiterate that he will lay down for him at Fastlane. Which that combined with how the five-way ended. I mean, when they had that promo last night, it just kind of screamed to me like something's going to get screwed up in this, and that's how AJ is going to retain. Because Sammy's going to have second thoughts, or there's going to be hesitation, or going to happen to botch it. But
it's the small package deal that we've talked about.
Yeah,
he lays down for Owens, and Owens comes in, and he small packages him.
Yeah, something.
They telegraphed that, but then they did the ending here, which made no. The ending tonight,
no sense.
Made no sense.
That's the
no sense. And
why would you screw over Kevin here as opposed to doing it on Sunday when you can win the title? Why show your cards?
Yeah. Yeah, good question.
I mean, it was a fun ending. It can't, it did surprise me, but it just, when you think about it logically, it didn't make much sense.
Mm-hmm.
That video package last night for the New Day versus the Usos for Fastlane. I don't know what you guys thought. I thought that was one of the best promo videos they've done in a while.
Yeah, it makes it feel like a big deal. I feel like this is their biggest tag match, and they should do something with it for Mania. The Bludgeon Brothers added to it. Just doesn't do it.
For Mania?
Yeah.
Is that definite?
No, but I'm sure they're doing something with the Bludgeon Brothers. I mean, that seems to be the direction that they're going. Whether it's Bludgeon Brothers and the Usos or a three-way or...
I don't mean any disrespect to the Bludgeon Brothers, but like they haven't earned that. Yeah, I mean, I know they haven't prior incarnations of themselves, I'm saying, but to get a Mania match...
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It should, especially in the tag team division, which is an afterthought a lot of the time. Well, here's two tag teams that have been your damn division on SmackDown for God knows how long, and Raw before that to a degree with New Day.
Mm-hmm.
You reward that. You give them their own match. You know what I mean? You don't throw another team in there just because. I don't know.
Yeah, and you put it on the main card, right? The Usos have never been on the main card.
I hope they do, because it really will be a good match. Like I want to see that match.
No, for sure. Usos are on fire right now. I think they're the best tag team in the business. At least in WWE, for sure.
Definitely WWE, yeah.
Backstage, well, okay, so Corbin cut that promo on John Cena on his cell phone.
I had the words flying up, right?
Yeah,
yes, that took me out of it the most.
Yeah.
Beat his eyes shut so Cena won't be able to see him. So Cena won't be able to see him when he's pointing at the WrestleMania 34 banner. When I'm pointing at the sign.
Which popped up, by the way. The WrestleMania banner. And you can't see me popped up as well. Yeah. Come on.
I'd rather take those cell phone promos than the words popping up. But when you combine those two, it just kills me.
Promos talking about how they're going to point at the sign. Like, yeah, it's getting bad, folks. So this was delightful last night, and that's the only word I can use for it. Rusev and Aiden English backstage with Shinsuke Nakamura setting up a match between Rusev and Shinsuke at Fastlane, with Shinsuke singing it's going to be Nakamura Day. I thought in those few words, this was perhaps my favorite promo that Shinsuke has ever done.
It might be one of his best, for sure.
It was.
So money.
And he actually sounded right as well, his voice.
Yeah, he did it well. Like, that's one of the things, if I was one of the writers and I saw it in the script, I'd be like, we got to take this out. I don't think Nakamura could do it, but he did it. He was awesome. He did that. He did that great.
And then even Rusev's punchline at the end, you can't just make up your own holiday, bro.
Yeah. No, Rusev's gold. I wish they'd give him more of a chance to fly.
Yeah, this will be good. This will be good for Sunday. I'm glad they added this match. I think it'll be a lot of fun. Carmella versus Becky Lynch last night. We got a one-on-one women's match. And between that and the promo after, I counted 3 women's segments last night on SmackDown. I felt like I was in an alternate universe.
Real quick, someone pointing out that that promo was bad until the Nakamura Day bit. I actually agree with that. I thought before that...
because Nakamura talking is never going to be a positive.
Well, it wasn't just him. It was mostly Aiden English before that. And it just...
what did he do so bad?
It was God, what was he saying? I already forget. He was
He only talked for like 10 seconds, 15 seconds.
Yeah, it was very short. And I think a good ending overshadows all that came before.
That is true. That's a good point.
Yes.
The nuts and bolts of that was the second half of that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
Carmella versus Becky last night. So Carmella came out. Carmella's first singles match since October. God, no women ringside. I mean, this was so unique for SmackDown Live.
She looked great. She looked killer. I was upset they missed her version of a drive-by with a knee, but they went back to it on the replay. She did it. She was aggressive as hell. I love that the announcers were putting that over, because one of my things with Carmella has always been they put the perception, they being the company, one of these in-ring, like she's a women's wrestler, but she's not one of these in-ring technician, like a Natty or some of these other ones, right? Or even, what's her name, who she wrestled against last night, for that matter. But she's improved immensely. And more importantly, for a heel, guys, it's very important to switch gears in your heat. Meaning you just don't start kicking the guy in the corner, take him out, body slam him, 1, 2, he kicks out. That's a boring match. Your job is to switch gears. Kurt Angle was the best in the world at that. So was Eddie Guerrero. And what that is you got to turn the excitement up, what we call a hope spot, and cut the babyface off right at the right time. So it gets the fans a little bit on this ride. And during the heat, it's not exactly easy to do that, especially for a new heel. So she's come a very long way with what I watched with her last night from a wrestler standpoint.
Yeah.
I think she's got that star look too, and she carries herself like a star, and she can be something. I think she's a little underutilized, but
she is underutilized. Yep.
I'm actually really surprised they didn't have her win last night to set this up as more of a feud and reestablish that she's a threat with the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Right.
Unless that's the thing, because you notice a lot of times before someone does a cash-in, they lose all the time, and it's almost like to make you forget that they're going to cash in.
Yeah.
Or that even if they do, they may not win. Yeah. That's true. Even the guys they did that with, for the most part.
Even Rollins, before he cashed in, he lost to Orton earlier that night. He was losing before that. So that could be it. But this led to they're doing Natalya and Carmella versus Becky Lynch and Naomi at Fastlane this Sunday. And Natalya said she's going to challenge the winner of Charlotte versus Ruby Riott.
Yeah.
Now, that backstage promo was horrible.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's
a tag team match.
And I think that's a red herring.
Horrible.
Well, she'll challenge them for the championship on SmackDown. Like, it won't be a Mania.
No, I think Natalya probably takes the fall. This is just to throw people off. And I still think Asuka, she doesn't come out on Fastlane. She will on SmackDown.
Yeah.
We forgot to mention it's going to be. What's up?
You said she was coming out on SmackDown.
No, I said Fastlane.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I said I think she'll come out this Sunday after the match is over, but it could be SmackDown. One thing we forgot to mention, it's going to be Rusev versus Nakamura this Sunday too.
Yeah. Naomi backstage with Natalya. So Matt, you didn't like the promo? You didn't like the name one of your friends that's not a cat?
One of my that part was a good line, but like Natalya again, a really near dear friend. I hate saying these things, but this is what you guys pay me to do. It wasn't good. She wasn't strong here. Her promos are in this instance wasn't very natural. She's playing this bad girl in the heel in this heel promo she was cutting tonight. She can be much more natural than that. So I don't know what to think of it except that I wasn't buying it.
Someone Black Bolt in the chat mentioning to turn Becky Lynch heel and have her help Carmella become champ. And in exchange, turn Natalya face because she's not that good as a heel. I think I kind of like that.
Better legs.
It gives Becky something. It gives her a spark. Natalya, when you see her, she just seems so nice. She's hard to boo. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to hate her, and part of that job as a heel is to hate them.
And people forget Becky was a heel in NXT helping Sasha.
Yeah,
like 3 years ago.
I think Becky and Carmella, they're different enough that.
They are.
That it could work. It would be one of those opposites. I don't know.
Attract.
Yeah.
So they talked about the international events again. The Royal Rumble that's going to be happening in Saudi Arabia. And after that, so this entire second hour This was a bold move on their part. Started with AJ coming out, cutting a promo, then having me interrupted by Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler coming out, giving his point of view. Ziggler calling AJ Styles kid. AJ Styles is 3 years older than Dolph Ziggler.
I didn't like that. I hated that.
Setting up a one-on-one match between them that went on for a good amount of time. I mean, almost 20 plus minutes when all was said and done. They get attacked by Sammy and Kevin. Shane McMahon comes out, says, no, I'm not turning it into a tag match. And I'm adding Baron Corbin, so it's going to be a fatal 5-way, every man for himself.
Which was the Fastlane main event as of last week.
Originally,
yes.
And they kept saying it's a preview. It's a preview Sunday night. So yeah, it's 5/6 of what you're going to see Sunday night. AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Ended with Sami turning on Kevin, giving him a haluva kick, and then going in for the pin. Afterwards, cutting a promo saying, and I'm paraphrasing here, but that, with nothing on the line, this was, a chance for him to prove he was the best. Again, makes no sense.
Glenn, real quick, you're forgetting the best part of the show. The camera guy outside. Fell on the snow.
They showed a clip of a camera guy in Green Bay, Wisconsin, slipping on the ice, trying to set up a shot.
Yeah. So that was one of the highlights of the show. But let's continue. Wait, when was the last time AJ won on SmackDown? Does anyone have that? I'm not talking about pay-per-view, but when's the last time AJ won a match?
I couldn't tell you.
If anyone in the chat knows, let us know, because I cannot think of the last time he's won.
Just type in AJ Styles wins on SmackDown, and it should come up on YouTube.
His title win over Jinder Mahal.
Yeah, when he beat James Ellsworth.
That might be right.
Yeah, probably the win over Jinder.
You would hope there would be at least been one, because that was when he won the title, and that was back in October, and he's the WWE champion.
Did he beat Randy on SmackDown TV ever lately?
Oh, he won Corbin. Beat Corbin a couple weeks ago. Someone in the chat saying.
Good job, chat room.
Yeah. Okay.
Diego is saying.
Good job, Diego.
Yeah, man. Last night that match with him and Dolph was good, but
did any of you guys think this was going to go like 45 minutes?
God, no.
No.
Because they had nothing else, and this match was starting at 9:15. So that's what I was worried about. I was like, man, if they're trying to do another long match like they did with the Raw Gauntlet, but with AJ and Ziggler, this is going to be a long night.
Yeah, but you always complain that there's not enough time left. You can always predict the finish, right?
Right. So that's why I thought this was going 45 minutes.
Yeah. Isn't that good? Oh.
Yeah, so that was, I mean, it was good that it changed. I was worried that it was going to be this match for the rest of the show.
Here's my thing with let's first go through the promo. Love Dolph. I'm so frustrated that with his frustration, you know what I mean, with how badly they've treated him over the years and what he's had to endure. As no question about it, before this new flock of talent came, that dude was the best in-ring competitor on either brand. In my opinion, for my money, if I'm paying to watch a performer, I love once that bell rings, Dolph was my guy, especially as a heel. Best bump and feeder heel there is. Bobby is as well, but you won't know that right now, WWE Universe, because they're idiotic. But back to this, I don't like him calling AJ kid. There's a lot of things in there that didn't need to be done. And again, it's like you said, like he's older than you, first of all. But the thought process behind that is, oh, it's because you haven't been in WWE. Let me explain something to you. Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, and AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, they get passes for not going to WWE. It wasn't on them. It was on crappy WWE management at the time that didn't see star power in these guys enough to where they finally woke up just years back and gave Punk the first real legit try. And he was the first one to prove them all wrong. And since then, there's been a parade of other talents. The Seth Rollins, all these other guys that would never have gotten hired back in my day because they were not big jacked up on steroids. So again, it's not AJ's fault. So you don't call him kid because he wasn't in WWE for 16 years or whatever the hell you want to call it, especially when he's better than you, Dolph. Hate to break it to you.
Yeah, I just can't care about Dolph right now. He's just been in that position for so long that I just can't get into him. I feel like he needs, I don't know, a valet or something, some spark, and not turning him face, not turning him heel, whether it's, a heater or something. But he's just been in that position for so long that I just
he needs a year off. I hate to say it, he needs a year away from TV. He needs a lot of time away from that TV because they just flippantly put him on irresponsibly.
Yeah,
and you can't do that and then expect us to take him serious. As great of a competitor in ring talent he is, he's awesome, and he's a friend. But I didn't like that. I didn't like that line. It took me out of it because I'm going, you would never call him kid. He's better than you. He's worked longer than you technically. I don't give a crap if it's a bingo holes and independent companies. He's earned. He's a different person. He's not. AJ's different. He's on a different level. You don't treat him like indie-rific Ian. Okay, he's different.
Yeah, and again, it probably wasn't. I mean, it wasn't Dolph that scripted that. That's what was given to him. You think so?
I know he called him kid on purpose.
Okay. No, but I meant the stuff about him not doing anything in WWE. Those are such
definitely. Yeah.
I don't know. I think Dolph was his hottest. He seemed like the biggest star when he had AJ Lee and Big E by his side.
Did he cash in then?
That was when he cashed in, yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my God, I was flipping around. I flipped out as a fan watching that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think he put someone with him, give him something because
Is that gonna be enough? I don't know. I just need he needs time away desperately.
Yeah, so
he was off TV for like 2 months, though. Like
it was like 5 weeks. But Baron Corbin and Dolph Ziggler are doing a ton of media this week to promote Fastlane. And Ziggler said that I don't know how much of this is a work or if it's a shoot, but he said that he wanted to be gone for 6 months to a year with that angle at Clash of Champions.
I believe that.
And then they called him a month later for the Royal Rumble. So
I believe it.
Take 100%. It for what it's worth, but he's claiming that he wanted to be gone a long time.
And they kept running the Cricket wireless commercial during that time, so it was really like he was never gone.
No, that's something to be said. You're right. You got to be out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah. Oh man!
Film another Cricket commercial. That thing has been running for forever. Good God.
No, actually, you know what, guys? It's only been like 6 months.
No.
Yeah,
has it?
Seriously. Yeah.
Well, that's a long time.
Well, but not like that Skittles Box commercial that you see every week. That's like 5 years old, 6 years old.
Yeah, but you can fast forward that. Like this is kind of in with the show.
You see the Cricket Wireless commercial, you stop like, God damn it, Dolph, you fooled me again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the show's back
on fire.
Yeah, bring the Fire Girl to SmackDown. Make her Dolph's valet. Problem solved. Fixes everything. As the 5-way last night, man, I just felt like they're ruining Sunday in that Fastlane main event.
Yeah,
I think
I agree.
The match last night, I mean, how long do you think the 6-pack is going to go Sunday night? You think it's going to be longer than last night's? I mean, they'll take the full hour?
That's a good question. That's a great question. It's going to have to be, right?
It will be. Yeah, it has to be because they don't have that many matches, right? Yeah. I mean, and not that many we want to give too much time to. I mean, really, it's this, Charlotte Ruby Riott, Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton. Usos versus New Day could go long. I don't see Nakamura versus Rusev going long. And then you got Carmella and Natalya versus Naomi and Becky Lynch. So you got 6 matches. One will probably be announced before that. But
what did you think of AJ's promo, guys?
Gosh,
last night?
I'm forgetting it.
That's my point. Yeah, there's a lot going on in that segment.
Yeah.
And he took a long way to get to his point. I felt like he kept kind of going on and on and on.
What was his point?
It was before Dolph came out. It was, his promo was about John Cena.
Yeah, okay. So that's pretty much what he had said earlier in the day on a radio show where he said that he doesn't want it to be a triple threat. He wants Nakamura one-on-one.
I like that. I like that he pulled the fans too, booing Cena being put as part of the equation.
Yeah,
and that they do because it makes Nakamura look like a bigger star by proxy. Instead of me and you knowing better and realizing, okay, they're booing because they don't want Cena to be part of anything because they don't like John. Okay, but to the average person, it makes Nakamura look like a bigger star because they're saying, wait a minute, they're booing John Cena being part of this because wow, everyone must really like this Nakamura guy. So for him versus AJ is to be the marquee match.
Yeah,
I thought so.
I agree, and it just made it just showed the people at home that the fans want to see Nakamura versus AJ. Like that's a big deal to him. And Cena, the biggest star in the company, ruins that match.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Man, and just that was so long last night. I mean, that whole second hour, I loved the pacing of the first hour. I wish they did that every week. But as we learned last night, they have very little left if they do that every week in the first hour.
Yeah, the second hour was pretty much this whole AJ Dolph, and then leading to the fatal 5-way.
I'm a big AJ, besides a friend, you know what I mean, just saying as a fan perspective, I'm a fan of AJ. So, like, anything he's on, I usually really like. So, I was cool with 45 minutes of AJ Styles, wherever how long it was.
Yeah.
Oh, his matches are great. I just think they need to give him, I think him and Nakamura is going to be great, but we're a month out from WrestleMania. They've barely built that match.
Well, they'll start the hard push next week.
Yeah.
I mean, they talked about it.
Yeah. I mean, they got a pay-per-view to build. They just got to drop this pay-per-view. And so next year, hopefully that's
no March pay-per-view next year.
Yeah. Just
Elimination
Chamber in the middle, Royal Rumble Elimination Chamber Mania.
That's it. Get more weeks to push towards this.
Yeah.
And you know what? The other thing you need to remember is how much could you really do, because they're both baby faces. So you can't be having run-ins in each other's matches like a normal heel would be allowed to do. Right? Yeah. To cheat and set up and screw AJ over from a win or whatnot. It's all going to be promos. And Nakamura's not really strong with promos. You got to be careful with how you put him out there.
Yeah, Matt, so you remember back in the day, like
good.
Yeah, you remember back in the day, like the Hogan Ultimate Warrior build, and that was all they did was those promos. And Warriors got goofier and goofier every week.
Yes,
it's like Hawk Hogan and snorting into the camera, and it was like, whereas with the heel and a babyface, you could do a lot more
freedoms.
Yeah. After that, last night, Mixed Match Challenge, Braun and Alexa took on.
Real quick, so we got to do the ending of that match. That was kind of a big deal.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier, Sami Zayn turned on Kevin Owens briefly, maybe not for good. Haluva kick, pin, and then said he did this to prove he was the best.
So yeah, they kind of blew like a big surprise they could have used at Fastlane.
Well, because they weren't going to put the belt on Sami Sunday.
No, you still do it. He turns on him, but he still doesn't win. But at least it's a cool surprise in the match.
Yeah, we'll see how they get their way out of it. I'm assuming Kevin versus Sami at Mania is where they're building towards.
That's what it seems like.
It's gonna be a good match. Can't say it won't be.
Be great.
It always is. I wonder how Shane fits in. If is he going to be the special ref? Is he in it at all?
Maybe special ref if he's in it at all.
Is Daniel Bryan going to be involved? I
mean,
that's been the storyline for the last 8 months. You would think
no Daniel Bryan in sight last night.
Nope.
Yeah. Not even pretending he was on the phone. You know.
That's good. If he got nothing new, then why have him on?
Yeah. Mixed Match Challenge last night. Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman against Jimmy Uso and Naomi. Alexa and Braun won. Matt, what did you think of this match? What do you think of that pairing? This alternate universe Braun we're seeing.
I don't get paid to talk about Mixed Match Challenge. Sorry. No, I didn't watch it, so I don't care about. I don't care about any of it.
It would just shatter your illusion of Braun Strowman and who he is.
I saw the promo, on SmackDown for that. I didn't like it.
It was entertaining. I just think it's. And again, they treat Mixed Match Challenge like a separate universe. What happens there stays there, except with Charlotte and Bobby Roode. So
I don't know. Just don't show it on any of your main shows, though. Like they showed that on SmackDown of what's her name using his tagline to come get these hands, and that cute crap don't work with me for Braun.
It was tons of cute crap last night, Matt. Little glances they were shooting each other. This whole sequence with him catching her. Yeah,
Alexa got knocked off the apron, landed on him, and he was kind of enjoying it.
Oh, jeez.
That kind of stuff. It was. I mean, the match was fun. It wasn't boring. Braun is one of those wrestlers. He's just easy to watch because he's not going to do anything technical or anything, but it's just it's just fun seeing him destroy stuff and him putting Jimmy Uso through a table and Alexa getting the pin.
That whole promo with Naomi talking about, my husband's not afraid of Braun and Jimmy's in the background, like ducking. That was cute. I like that.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The Mixed Match Challenge promos, they're pretty redundant. It's just taking the other team's catchphrases and kind of turning it against them. I'm excited for this thing to be over, but the numbers were up last night. It peaked at 88.5 thousand viewers. Yeah, you know what? The last one that Braun was on was one of the lowest. It was the second lowest. So,
wow.
Yeah, there's almost no rhyme or reason sometimes with these mixed match challenge numbers, but 88, almost 89,000 live viewers.
Yeah. And then after that 205 Live, which I did not watch, but I heard it was fantastic last night.
It was really good. Mustafa Ali, it seems like they're giving him a strong push. The Mark Andrews was in the opener. He lost to Drew Gulak. Drew Gulak's kind of dropped all the PowerPoint stuff. He said
he has not opened Microsoft Office for the past month.
Yes. So yeah, I mean, it's a very wrestling oriented show. I thought Gulak versus Mark Andrews was good. It wasn't as good as some of the other matches in this tournament. But then I thought Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy was really strong. And Mustafa Ali cut a cool promo beforehand. They did one of those selfie things, but it was outside, so it looked more organic as opposed to the ones that they're doing backstage. And it didn't seem as scripted, so I thought that was cool. They did the weigh-ins with Buddy Murphy, who weighed in like 196 or 197. I don't know how that's possible. That dude is huge, but yeah, cool match. Mustafa Ali getting the win. They also had a tag match with Hideo Itami and Akira Tozawa getting the win over. I'm forgetting who they got the win over, but yeah. So that looks like it's leading to the Cruiserweight Tag Team titles that they'll be introducing after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So that's for the most part, I hate WWE adding more titles, but the Cruiserweight division, I think if you're bringing in all these guys and there's just one belt, it could probably use it. So yeah, they'll be introducing Cruiserweight Tag Team titles, and it looks like Hideo Itami and Akira Tozawa are one of the teams for it. I'm guessing Grand Metalik and Kalisto.
Yeah, so they're keeping 205 Live. I think that's the read between the lines on this. I mean, is that it's not going away.
And the usual, the crowd was dead, but the wrestling, the show was strong.
Oh, they got to move it to Full Sail. That could happen after Mania. I could see that maybe if they can justify it as a cost-cutting decision.
I wouldn't think it. No, that's adding costs. I'm thinking that's why they don't
do one a month.
Yeah, that's it, because they don't really have to pay anything right now. It's just
you got to pay an extra hour of crew time and got to change those ropes.
The crew doesn't charge by the hour, and adding tape to the ropes doesn't add too much.
Purple duct tape, man.
Cheap. You don't have to deal with moving all that stuff around. It's just taping it there. I think the first thing I'd try is start just doing it before the show. See if the crowds are hotter and if it helps. And if it doesn't, then look at moving it. I think Full Sail would be a lot better overall, but because of costs and they're trying to watch that, at least do it before.
Yeah. What else we got? Alberto El Patron, Alberto Del Rio. Yeah. Meeting with the WWE. What's up with that, Raj?
Yeah, apparently it was hold on, let me see exactly what happened. It was for a DVD. Yeah, they're doing a project on Rey Mysterio. So he was there to film some material there. He did like an interview for the DVD, but I guess he met with Vince McMahon. Vince has always been high on Alberto. He wanted him back last time. He was the one responsible for bringing him back. So who knows? His deal with Impact is set to expire next month. They want to renew. Alberto hated the schedule last time with WWE and hated how he was being used. I don't know if they'd give him a more favorable deal with the level of star that he is.
No.
Yeah.
He's not working on a Jericho type of schedule. I love him to death, but he's not on that level.
Exactly. So, if anything, it should help his negotiating power with Impact. Whatever I mean.
I was gonna say, unless Impact, robs a bank, I don't know where they're getting it from. But
yeah. I don't know.
Trust me, they're gonna give that dude as much as they can afford to give him.
Right. Yeah.
And a box of envelopes. And some stamps.
He could bring mail there, and they'll send it out for him.
A Coke and a smile.
Yeah.
I hate ragging on Impact, but man,
I worked there. I love that place.
I know.
I'm saying it.
I just hate seeing how far they've fallen, how close they were to being something of a number 2 to where it is now.
It's just a different place than where it was. That's all. Different people run it and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what's up, Raj, with Cena's upcoming schedule?
So last week's SmackDown is the last SmackDown that Cena was scheduled to be on. So after Fastlane, he's all Raw until WrestleMania. Then he's pretty much gone after Mania. He's on the Raw after Mania.
So does that tip off he won't be winning this match and being part of that three-way?
I think it does.
Right?
So, yeah, it's not going to be a three-way. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but Cena, when he was pointing at the WrestleMania sign on Monday, he did the Undertaker. He was doing this. So clearly still.
I thought you were going to say he was crossing his fingers. I thought you were going to say he was crossing his fingers behind his back with his other hand. Just kidding.
That's sweet. So Cena's just Raw live events and Raw until WrestleMania. So, there you go. Brock Lesnar, he's not on the go home show for WrestleMania. So his schedule's almost done. He's got a few live events. He's got this coming Monday's Raw and the Raw after that, and maybe one more, and that's it.
You think he's done, or you think he's going to re-up?
I don't know.
He'll re-up. He'll re-up.
I just think UFC is going to offer him a great deal because they really need him.
One fight.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think Vince is going to let him do a fight under WWE contract like he did last time.
Think of Mania,
because that turned into a disaster.
You think of Mania, Salty Brock just walks out, hands Roman the belt, turns around and goes back to catering?
No, he's a pro. He'll do the job right. But yeah.
Yeah, man. It'd be an interesting landscape post Mania to see if we're gonna get a superstar shakeup this year, you think, not a draft?
I think so.
Yeah.
The problem is once SmackDown has been relegated to being the B show, and we've seen this in the past, all the drafts would actually keep making Raw stronger as opposed to helping SmackDown out. And so I wouldn't hold your breath on them making SmackDown stronger.
Yeah, man. Although you'd think they'd want to prop it up with the TV rights being on the line. You'd think they'd want to prop it up more.
They do it every year. Every time there's a shakeup, they do that. They try to say that that's what they're trying to do. And SmackDown actually does look pretty decent at the very beginning, right? Mm-hmm. And then what always happens?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more on the creative side. And we saw last night, look at those 5 guys in the last hour last night. All really talented. Yes, even Baron Corbin. It's just
but compare the talent in that match to the Gauntlet match. The Gauntlet match had 7.
But part of that's because they're not scripting them to keep elevating them. They're not giving them storylines that elevate.
Well, hang on. How about this one? Let's name the top 4. I'll take the top 4 on SmackDown. Who were the top 4 on Raw from that match? Roman, Seth.
Yeah.
Miz.
Braun. No.
Braun?
I wouldn't put Miz in top 4. Braun and Finn.
Okay. I'll take Kevin. I'll take AJ. Was Cena in it? No.
Yeah, I'm not counting Cena.
Maybe not.
Baron Corbin and Ziggler.
Braun is. Hang on, no, those guys are horrible. The Braun part is what really hurts this argument.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because they're all guys of similar size. So I could put Sammy in there. He's red hot. I could put Kevin in. I could put AJ against, my opinion, the Rollins, the Finn Balor's, but I can't against Braun.
Yeah. I think putting Miz back on SmackDown would do more than putting Finn on SmackDown.
I think Finn would
for the show.
Yeah, for the show.
But for their career, I think this is better for Finn to go to SmackDown.
Absolutely.
Right.
He'll be the guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or one of them.
Yeah, and Miz is still doing great on Raw, whereas Finn is lost in the shuffle.
No, I agree. Oh, so what's this rumor that I saw, Raj? Tell me if there's any truth to this. I think Meltzer actually said this, that the tag team facing the bar at WrestleMania will be a tag team that is not currently a tag team. And I've seen people speculating that means Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt are going to be paired together.
Yeah, that was PW Insider that reported it. I don't know. Jeff Hardy's been cleared by his surgeon. He met with doctors at the end of February, and apparently he's been cleared. So it's just WWE clearing him as well. So it could also be it's Brother Nero and Matt Hardy. Yeah. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt, it gives them a spot on the card, but it just makes no sense.
It's kind of a goofy ass tag
unless they
team
do something in the compound where Bray's reincarnated, or I don't know.
Stupid.
So stupid.
Yeah.
So maybe, if Matt and Brother Nero, at least that would give a spin to that match because they've done Hardys in the bar so many times in the past that if they wanted to go that way, you could do that. I wanted to mention real quick. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Glenn.
Oh, no, I said that would certainly be more of a Mania moment than Matt and Bray.
Yeah, for sure. So Raw this past Monday night did 3.1 million viewers. The first hour with Ronda Rousey did 3.3 million viewers, down from last week, which was 3.4. And it was one of the lower rated Raw since football season ended. Actually, the second lowest rated by a hair. So Ronda Rousey has made no difference at all in these ratings or in viewership.
It's going to take a culture, not culture, what's the word? I used to say it with Impact when we had Hulk Hogan show up and the rating really wasn't. It went up a couple times really high, but it wasn't what we thought it would be, right? With him, RVD, Flair, all these huge stars, Jeff Hardy, they all came in at the same time. I thought we'd get at least another full point, maybe 2 points consistently each week. Nope. And that's when I developed my whole thought process of Jesus Christ could show up on a wrestling program and it would not do anything to change the number consistently. The only thing that will change the number consistently is the entire outlay of the show. The entire, what's the word I'm looking for? Culture of the show, of the business.
Yeah, because you look at Raw.
Stud. You can't say she's not a star. She is.
No. I just mean she doesn't mean anything to wrestling, or not as much to wrestling fans,
to ratings,
or to her fans that they're going to tune into a wrestling show for her.
Right.
Because we saw with Raw 25 that was just in January. It did 4.5 million viewers, 1.5 million more than what this show did, and so that means that there is an audience out there that will tune in.
Why were they tuning in, Raj? Why were they tuning in?
All right, because of the old stars. For Stone Cold and all those guys, but it's there. It's not like it's completely washed away. There's a potential there.
So how do you get them?
Well, they've missed a golden opportunity on that show to do something hot to really suck in new people.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I mean, you see the post Royal Rumble, you see an increase. The post WrestleMania, you see an increase. So it's like people are willing to check it out. You just got to suck them in. And anyway, Ronda Rousey so far has meant nothing for ratings, but it's still going to be a huge positive as they go into TV negotiations and everything. But
people don't see her as a weekly person to watch. When has it ever been like, I'm going to watch Ronda weekly? You watch it for the big fight, a couple times a year.
Right. No, that's how it's been. This is the first time she's in that position.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
And that's when people crap on Brock, but by being special, it just makes more of that impact when he's there. And so maybe Ronda would be the same thing.
It's why you can't judge all the time UFC fighters translating to WWE.
Yeah.
Because they're not on every single week.
Right. I mean, Mike Tyson was a huge success for WWF back in the late 90s with the thing with Steve Austin. But if you put him on TV every week, he wouldn't mean anything.
Right. Seriously.
No.
They probably should have done Ronda in a different way and announced that, done some setup, had the match at Mania, talk about she's training, this could be a real match, not some thing, and really built it up around a pay-per-view as opposed to the way that they did it at the Rumble, and then have people sort of saying like, I wonder what that means,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be the same regardless as far as interest goes. I mean, she's in probably the biggest possible match you can put her in right now.
Well, it's not The Rock.
It's not, but they can't. They can't put her in that. So
yeah, man. Mania 1 month from tomorrow. Kind of crazy. It's almost here, almost upon us. Anything else, Raj?
I think that's it.
Cool. Before we take it home, Matt, anything you want to plug?
Check me out on Facebook at Matt Morgan for Longwood. Matt Morgan for Longwood. Got up my following and likes, so help me out there, guys. And you guys know me on Instagram and Twitter at BP Matt Morgan.
Awesome, Raj. What should people look for on the site this week?
There's interviews with James Ellsworth, Jimmy Hart, a bunch of stuff. I mean, it's just been so busy on the site, so keep checking it out. And guys, we never charge for any of these, so please leave us a review, help us out, give us a like, give us a review on iTunes. We really appreciate it.
Please, that would be awesome. And we'll be back here Sunday night, right after Fastlane ends, myself, Raj, and Mr. Matt Morgan, to recap everything that happens. We'll see if we have a new WWE champion, new women's champion. Who knows? But for all that and more, stay tuned to Wrestling Inc. I'm Glenn Rubenstein. You can find me on Twitter at Glenn Rubenstein. Appreciate a follow. And we'll see you back here Sunday on the Wrestling Inc. podcast. Take care.